Hello, I'm Professor Janowitz, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about RST1G, Myth, Ritual, and Symbol, that I'm going to be teaching this fall. First, a little bit about myself. I got my PhD in early Christian studies at the University of Chicago, where I learned 5 languages in order to read ancient texts. And I wrote my dissertation about some wonderful texts that talk about people traveling up through the flaming heavens in order to see an image of God and the angels. After that, I got this. I'm probably the only humanities professor you're going to have at Davis who has one of these. This is RP80, Research Psychoanalyst 80. It's a California medical license. I spent over a decade learning how to listen to people, how to hear what's on their mind, even when they're not sure what is on their mind. And all of these interests channel into my class, RST1G, Myth, Ritual, and Symbol, which is one of my favorite classes to teach. And this fall, we're going to talk about taboos. Taboos are the basis of society, with the 2 classic taboos being, first, the taboo against eating the people inside your society, the taboo against cannibalism, and second, incest laws, the taboo against having sexual relations with people who are part of your closest family unit. Now, these 2 taboos are found all over the world, and religions are full of stories about these taboos. They tell not only the stories of how these taboos are instituted, but they tell stories about gods, demigods, heroes, tragic figures who break these taboos and what happens to them when they do. So we're going to talk about these, and that gives us an opportunity to ask what I call important questions, like what is religion? How do religions differ? How are they the same? What is ritual? Why do people engage in rituals? What are symbols? How do people use symbols? And other important questions that everybody should ask sometime before they graduate from college, like why don't we eat people? After all, we'll be talking about the cannibalism that's part of California history, the Donner Party. So we're part of a community whose pioneers engaged in cannibalism. And then we're also going to look at another famous case of cannibalism. When the rugby team crashed in the 70s into the icy slopes of Chile, and the survivors ended up surviving their ordeal by eating those passengers who had died. And we're also going to talk about sexuality. Why is it that sexual relations in so close in the family unit seem to be very disturbing to society? Yet why do we find so many stories about these happening told throughout religious traditions all over the globe? And then we're going to be able to ask your important questions. So think about all the things that you eat and all the things that you don't eat, and let's ask, what's for lunch?